Cody Gakpo. What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you. We are back with the daily transfer videos now, guys. We're going to be doing these daily in the afternoon, giving you the latest rundown in regards to transfer news for Manchester United, mainly. Even though this is not specifically to do with Manchester United, because we haven't gone in for the bastard. But either way, we're going to give you the daily news, guys. This is just a part of that. But unfortunately, it's not great news to get in with. Obviously, the news broke last night. We're going to cover it in this video. Do us a favour at the start of this stream, everyone. Smash the like on the video at the start of the show. Give it a share around if you want. You can retweet it. It's at the top of the live chat. That'll help us out. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Get yourself involved in the chat throughout the show. It's a fully interactive show, and we will be getting in and out of the live chat throughout to see what you legends are thinking. And we'll have a big Q&A at the end. But let's just get into it, guys. So the news, Jurgen Kloppy, the floppy jalopy, has managed to pull off a bit of a coup, a bit of a surprise signing here, really. It's all happened quiet, but behind closed doors very quickly. Seems to be the way that Liverpool have been operating recently, getting these deals done quickly and with not a lot of, media attention or media speculation beforehand. There's a lot of media speculation beforehand about Gakpo going to Manchester United, though, which obviously hasn't materialised. We were supposedly the most likely outcome for the next club just a short while ago. Well, it just goes to show you can't always believe what you read in the shitting media, because obviously they're way off base. Manchester United with our shithouse owners, the Glazers. Hashtag Glazers out in the live chat. Not prepared to go and properly spend any money, it seems, allowing other teams to go and get players, which they've done many fucking times before, guys. We could actually have a pretty mint team over the last few years if we'd just gone and got players that we were linked to way before other teams and that have developed or turning into or going to be really good players. We'd have a mint team. We wouldn't even have to spend that much, really. There's players like Julian Alvarez, who we could have gone and got, who we were linked with. Ragnick said as much. Didn't go and pay the money to go and get the guy. Look at this kid now. Moises Caicedo for 5 mil, for fuck's sake. Ruben Dias back in the day. Add Cody Gakpo to the list, because it's just another player that we have lost out on, guys. People will say, oh, he's gash, he's not that great. He's only 23. His ridiculous record in the Eredivisie speaks for itself. Okay, it's the gashing Dutch league. I get it. But even so, he's going to develop into a better player than he is today. And if you look at his performances in the World Cup for the Netherlands, bar the last game, he was fucking mint. So, just because he's going to Liverpool, does that mean he's a gash player? No. I would have taken the guy at Manchester United. It's just another fucking player that we've missed out on, guys. Simple as that. Man United are bottle merchants in the recruitment department. Simple as that. So, okay, look, there'll be people saying we don't even need this guy. He's not a number 9. He's not a proper number 9. He's a winger. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we do need a number 9. But we should be going to get a player like that who's available for not a lot of money, really, if he's available to help us and bolster our options. Is Martial and Rashford and these guys really enough firepower up there, even in the left-wing position? Just saying, we've got Garnacho, he's a great young lad. Gakpo can play in multiple different positions. We could have utilised him in various different roles in the team. It would have given us more options. It would have freed up opportunities in the team at number 9 as well. And it's just not a good outcome, whichever way you look at it. Some people will try and pretend like this is not a good player now. He is a good player, guys. He is a good player. Hopefully he's going to turn out to be a bit of a flop in the Premier League, though, i.e. Memphis Depay, when he came to Manchester United from the Eredivisie with all this clout and all these goals, and it didn't materialise in the Premier League. Let's hope that happens, of course. But chances are he's going to do pretty well under Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. That's the reality. So we've lost another player. Let's hope he flops. Let's hope it's Darwin Punez and Cody Gakpo in the team for them, going forward. Andy Carroll and Memphis Depay, eat your heart out. That's what we want. But chances are he'll probably do pretty well in the league. The problem that we have as Manchester United is we do need to get a number 9. That's true. We should have been going to get a good number 9 as well as Cody Gakpo if he's available, because that's what an ambitious football club does. We aren't ambitious because we've got unambitious owners who are shit houses. And the reality is, until those toss bags have left this club and actually sold it and committed to a full sale of this football club, we are going to miss out on players like this because they're just doing the bare minimum. It's not good enough, guys. We've lost out on another player. I guess nothing much changes in the sense that we have to strengthen in January. If anything, maybe this increases the chances that we do go out there and get a number 9. or a top player or even two in the January window, because it's just heaped that little bit of extra pressure on Manchester United. We're in the hunt for top four, Liverpool nipping at our heels. There's other teams doing well. Newcastle look like they're going to be flying. Arsenal aren't slowing down. Got to watch out for teams like Chelsea and Tottenham, even though Tottenham are bottle jobs. You're still, Man United, we haven't got ourselves in a position where we can comfortably say we're going to challenge for top four yet. We need better players. Guess what? We lost Cristiano Ronaldo. He is a ridiculously talented player, even though the last few months were a nightmare for him at United and he didn't really want to be here. But on his day, when he's fully committed, he's a boss player. That's why he scored us 18 Premier League goals last season. At the moment, where are we going to get these 18 Premier League goals from? Marcus Rashford? I mean, listen, to be fair, Rashford has been absolutely impeccable this season for both club and country. I've really enjoyed his progression, his redevelopment under Ten Hag. But he's not going to get you 25 league goals a season or something like that. I don't think so anyway. So, plus, he really is not even a proper number 9 striker himself, if you ask me. He's probably our best option there because of his raw pace to stretch defences, and he can get you a goal. But in reality, his best position is probably on the left wing too. So it highlights the fact we need to go and get a proper number 9. There are some decent number 9s available. Let's just ask the live chat if you could go and get one number 9 realistically at the moment, whether it be, I don't know, the Vlahovic's of this world, or maybe you could go and get a cheeky, Gonzalo Ramos, something like that. Let us know who you would get in the live chat, guys. We'll just dip into the chat and see who you think Manchester United should go and get to be our goal scorer and striker in this January window. Realistic, of course. Vlahovic, says Nathan. Ramos, says Ezio, and Farabi Fawad. Cavani, says the only 1K. Probably get feckin' Odion Igalo at this stage, guys. It wouldn't surprise me. Bertinho, says Andrew Tate. Mbappe, says Scott B. Right, okay, this is getting ridiculous now. But either way, look, we are desperate for a number 9. There's even talks of we could possibly get a loan move for Joao Felix, although there's supposed other interest from lots of other teams as well there. Who knows if that's realistic? It does look like Manchester United, though, being the fucking melters that we are in the recruitment department, probably will be favouring loan moves at this moment in time based on the fact that the Glazers don't want to spend a penny when they open up their purse. Looking moths fly out, and they don't want that. They'd have to then spend money on a fumigator to get rid of the moths, and that is extra money they don't want to spend. These guys are scum. So that's the reality. Yes, I mean, I would also take Mitrovic, guys. Mitrovic is a proven goal scorer. He's a bit of a legend. He scores goals even in a lesser team in this league. And last season in the Championship just scored, 41 goals or something ridiculous? Can't remember now, but it's fucking ridiculous amount of league goals that he scored. And he's definitely got an eye for goal. If you actually provided him with great service, he would get you goals. I think that would actually be a shrewd move. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would take Mitro at Manchester United in the January transfer window. Talk about a great short-term solution, though. And he's somebody that, at some point he can take more of a back seat and be involved in the sort of squad role. It's actually a very decent idea, if you ask me. Not what's going on, you legend, and Red Bull, and Scott B, and Ryan, and Gavdog. Everyone thinks, well, most people. Malp says no. Fair enough. Well, look, it's just what's available right now as well. We'd love to go out there and get, one of the greatest strikers in the world. Go and get Lewandowski or, something ridiculous, one of those type of players. It's not really that realistic at this moment in time for Man United because the owners don't want to spend, and also Man United are in a bit of a funny period where we don't actually have proven competitions or we're not proven to qualify or not proven to compete for the top Premier competitions, i.e. the Champions League, actually win trophies. So if you're a top player, are you even thinking about going to Manchester United right now, if anything other than for the money? Probably not. You're probably realistically looking at some of the other teams in the league, like if Man City come knocking. If you're one of the top, i.e. that's why fucking that absolute bloody Ghostbusters painting Melt Haaland went there. And because his daddy made him. But either way, it's not that realistic that we sign one of the top players. So people like Mitrovic, it actually makes a good bit of sense right now, if you ask me. Ezio Auditor, thank you for the super chat, mate. I appreciate you, dude. He says, expectation, Gakpo, Felix, Ramos, reality, Pulisic. Spot on, Ezio Auditor. You're absolutely right, but that sounds about right from these Gash merchants. It may be even reality, just simply no one. They don't like to spend in the January window. Look at last season. Look at what Rangnick said in his presser and stuff after the January transfer window. He said there were players we could have gone and got. He said Moises Caicedo, Julian Alvarez. We could have gone and got options to bolster our attacking options and just in general. And in the midfield, we didn't do that. and it's probably quite realistic they don't want to do too much this window either. Maybe a loan move. Thank you, Ezio. Let's get a love heart in there for Ezio with a tour. Thanks for the super chat, boss. You've got no money, says Mr. Williams. There you go. That's it as well. The Glazers, in terms of their cash reserves and stuff in the club, it's an absolute all-time low. They don't give a shit, and they're not going to put money in from their outside, their own sources. They released a statement, what was it, a month or so ago now, and it said something along the lines of, we are currently investigating the opportunities that are available to us in regards to generating more money for this football club from outside sources, either in the way of a partial sale of shares, etc., a partial sale, in order to generate funds, which means that the Glazers would control the club still, or they could go out there and try and sell the club, a full sale of the football club. These were the things that they said they're investigating. And of course, we've heard lots and lots of rumours and speculation, all sorts, about what could potentially be going on with different buyers interested. But the reality is, they're still here. These grubby little melts have still got the stranglehold on Manchester United. And when it's in a period of time when they are looking to sell the club, potentially anyway, are they really looking to go out there in the window and spend big? I don't know, guys. I mean, in my opinion, if Man United wanted to really cement ourselves this season and challenge for top 4, we probably need a bare minimum of about 3 signings coming in January. I know that sounds a bit extreme with how many players we signed. Couple going out, of course, couple of cash merchants. But really, I could see us needing another midfielder, because after Casemiro and Eriksen, if they're not available to play, you have got to call upon that cash merchant Shotty McShotbad McTominay. And also Fredinho, who's a pretty decent squad player. I like him, but he's not top tier. So we could probably do another midfielder. You've got a problem at the striker department. Ronaldo's gone. You've got to try and replace those goals from somewhere. You have to sign a number 9 bare minimum. And then, really, yes, you probably could do with another player somewhere else in the team as well. Be it a right back if you sell Aaron Wan-Bissaka, or be it, another winger, or whatever the case may be. You need to go out there and sign some players. We don't necessarily need a winger. We need a striker, obviously. Thank you, Crunk King, for subscribing, and V Cobra. Guys, if you guys are new to the channel, do what those legends have done. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. We're on here daily with the news in a no bullshit way. So get yourself involved, and we're going to have a big Q&A at the end of the stream. Also, smash that like button, guys. That's free, and that helps the channel out and boosts us up there. It's free. Twat the like. Help us get 1 million likes. And, it makes sense. Right, so, yeah. In reality, Rushmana, you legend, how you doing? I hope you're doing well, bud. And everybody who's in here, hope you're having a great day and had a nice Christmas period. Unfortunately for United fans, it's more of the same old shite. Disappointment. We got served a lump of coal by the shitting Glazers this year again. It seems that we missed out on another player who would have made us stronger. Okay, fair enough. It's not the end of the world. We don't necessarily need another winger, but he is a goal scorer. He is adaptable. He can play in certain different positions. He can play across the front three. And he is a proven goal scorer, I think. Just lately, he's come into his own last couple of years. If you actually look at his goal stats, they're very impressive. Hey, Robin, thank you very much for upgrading your channel membership to the Bacon and Egg Brigade, lad. Guys, get a love heart in there, or your favourite emoji, maybe Phil Jones. For Robin, who's upgraded his membership, thanks so much for supporting the channel there, Robin. You're a legend, lad. Let's go. You're a legend. So Cody Gakpo goes to Liverpool. Let's have a look at some of the latest updates in regards to that. So a couple of hours ago, Fabrizio Romano just tweeted out, confirmed Cody Gakpo will sign until June 2028. 6-year deal as a Liverpool player. Contracts are being prepared. So pretty clear, really, that they've made a big stride forward. They've got some injury concerns, and Klopp's needing to bolster their options up there, and they've got themselves a good player for now and the future. So they're not messing around, Liverpool. They're not messing around. They are making some strides. They know that they've had a bad start to the season, and they're trying to play a little bit of catch-up, and they're investing, something that Manchester United need to do. His medical is arranged. Fab said 6 hours ago that Cody Gakpo will travel to England in order to complete medical tests as a new Liverpool player. The contract's already been agreed and signed, so, it's all completely signed and done. Gakpo spoke to Virgil van Dijk when the official bid was submitted, and he's now set to be unveiled as a new Liverpool player. So, yeah, Virgil van Dijk's been going, putting his arm around him and convinced him to become agent fucking dickhead, getting him in there. So, the deal, it is around about 37 million, while Manchester United have been negotiating around 45 million pounds for Cody Gakpo previously, as reports said anyway. We've got bent over. Anfield Chiefs were willing to pay more of the fee up front. Fucking Glazer's out, guys. You know what I mean? This is what's being reported anyway by various different outlets, is that previously United had conversations. They were maybe even prepared to pay a little bit more than what those Liverpool shithouses were prepared to pay in the long run. Only difference is that we've got a recruitment team with a bunch of fucking lemmings, and we were prepared to pay like £2.50 up front, with the next 37 or 45 million pounds coming over many different installments, man, over the next 17 years. You know what I mean? That's basically why. Because the Glazers just like to mortgage every single possible deal they can get, rather than pay money up front. But because PSV are able to get significant amounts of money up front off of Liverpool, they've gone, yeah, let's just fucking sell them to the Scallies. So, it's just, again, piss poor from Manchester United, whichever way you look at it, guys. It's piss poor. Yeah, 900 installments, says Rushmire. It's just piss poor whichever way you look at it. We've had opportunities to sign this guy. I'm not going to pretend like I don't care that we've missed out on him. I think he would have been a good addition to our squad, not just for now, but for the future. People are saying, oh, he's not a number 9. What about in a couple of years' time when he's only 25 and he's one of the best players in the world, potentially? It won't matter. We'll have another number 9 by then, and he'll just be a great part of our squad. That was the idea anyway. So I'm not going to pretend like I'm not annoyed about it, because it's just more Glazeronomics, more shithousery from Man United's recruitment department. Thank you, Zayn Miassi. Oh, fucking hell. Zayn Miassi getting in here. What's going on, Zayn? Let's get a poo emoji in the live chat. Zayn Miassi, he says, Pig, if you get Depay, I'll get out. He says, you never know, he could turn out better than Gakpo. Get Kane in the summer. That's what we'll bloody end up with, Zayn Miassi. We'll bloody end up with Memphis Depay again, mate, getting his fucking 1 goal in 20 appearances again, that for us. That's what we'll end up with, won't we? Oh, my God. So, don't even make me think about that, Zayn Miassi. I don't want to think about that. Memphis is a decent sort of a player, but if you just got him, it would be absolutely ridiculous. It's not good enough, mate. Anyway. Sorry, I've got a bloody buzzing wire. What's going on? Can you hear that? Hang on a sec, guys. This is not what you need. Fucking buzzing wire. Right, okay, I'll just pull it out. Bloody buzzing wire on my desk there, folks. Nightmare. Zayn Miassi, look, that's the problem now, is that we've missed out on a good player. Who do we go and get? There's a few different options, as we've discussed. I think we do need a number 9 properly anyway, like a Cristiano Ramos, who's only 21 and seems to have a very, very good, impressive goal-scoring record for Benfica in the Portuguese league, and also looked very, very impressive when he came on to replace that egomaniac Cristiano Ronaldo in that game, obviously, and he was benched, he started, and he got himself a hat-trick in that first game. He was impressive. He seemed to have that movement, that intelligence, that finishing prowess that you're looking for from a young guy. So I would definitely take him, given the opportunities as well. I think he would be a stunning acquisition, because he's young and has bags of potential. And why go out and sign a player like Memphis Depay, who is a good player and who can get you goals and who's versatile, he can play left wing striker, he's decent, but he's, 30 or something, and his potential is just gone. He doesn't have even as high a ceiling as somebody like, say, a Ramos or a Gakpo or those types of players, because those players are way younger and they're doing the business now. So that's really what it's all about. Yeah, that's right, T-Mail. So reports are that Ramos has a huge release clause in his contract, 100 mil, but they're not really expected to get that, are they? Come on. If there's a good offer in there, if there's a negotiate, they'll be prepared to negotiate. If it's realistic that the player's going to go and he's linked to a move away and he wants to move away as well, potentially, then, they're not going to get that sort of money for him. But I agree, it's not the most likely acquisition, just simply because Man United don't want to spend any money. What's much more realistic is that we were probably going to go out there in this window and now get some loan players in. Or, that's probably what's realistic. United loans are quite likely right now. So reports, various different places, that United have been reduced to shopping in the loan market this January as the Glazers look to sell the club. So, yeah, they don't want to spend any money right now. If you're trying to put your house up for sale, do you really want to, replace all the windows, doors, put a new roof on? Or are you just going to let the next guy do that? Don't know. I mean, it's just one way of looking into it. Maybe you could put extra value onto the house. Or maybe you'll just spend some money. It won't put all the money that you spent back onto the value of the house. So it depends on so many different factors as to whether or not they're going to keep or sell the club, etc., as to what we do in the transfer window also. But Ten Hag knows that we need a striker. Ten Hag's been speaking. There's quotes from Ten Hag here that have surfed this, and he says, we have lost a striker, so we need to get a striker in. But it has to be the right one who brings quality into the team, not just adding to the squad. So not just for the sake of it, guys, to bring this guy in, just anybody, but we're looking for the right sort of player, of course. But Ten Hag has said himself publicly now that we need to get a striker in. We lost Cristiano Ronaldo. That's many goals a season lost, 18 in the league, 6 in the Champions League last season, gone. And a big player, obviously a shit player in the end. But no, I'm just kidding. But, a big player, obviously, for us, we need to replace. So Ten Hag knows that. I think we are going to do some movement in this January window to get a player in. Just don't know under what basis and who that may be. It may be a disappointment like a Memphis Depay gash merchant. It might be a money loan move like a Joao Felix. It could be a transfer, I suppose, like a Mitrovic, or, in an ideal world, maybe be a bit more ambitious and get a Vlahovic or a Gonçalo Ramos. But those are the most unlikely outcomes. But let me just ask the live chat then very quickly, guys. Let us know your thoughts and opinions in regards to how many players do Man United sign in the January transfer window? Let us know. 0, 1, 2, 7? No, realistically, it probably will be 1. It'll probably just be a 1 striker, a goal scorer, number 9. We have to get somebody. We've got to get somebody. 1 loan, says Ezio. 10 says Gav. Timo says 1. Harvey says 3. Messi says 5. Okay, let's just stop being silly now. Casper Demir says 3. Nut says 0. Special 1 says 0. 2 says God Struggler. 0 says Kareem. Neil Duffin says 0. The Glazers are Judases. So if they're looking to sell, they might not want to invest. And even if they're not looking to sell, they don't like spending money in January, do they? Zay Miassi, I missed your super chat there, mate. Thank you, Zay Miassi, for getting in here, lad, with another super chat. Let's get another poo-poo emoji in the live chat. This guy's got space hopper bollocks at the moment. He's like Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got a massively inflated ego, Amy, actually, just because Arsenal actually doing all right. Do you know what's pissing me off, actually? They are actually doing all right, aren't they? And they're not. The wheels aren't falling off of Arsenal at the moment, but they will, hopefully. Zamiasi comments and says, you should loan Nketiah from us. His goal was stunning and we can get Felix. You're a weird guy, mate. I've got not much to respond to that. He scored a great goal for you and you want him to go out on loan. Okay. I mean, Jesus is still injured, mate. What the fuck's your problem, Zane? You're a bizarre man. I don't even understand you. Right, thank you. Anyway, so thank you very much, though, Zane, for getting in here. And thank you to the Gibbler and Falco Lombardi for subscribing to the channel, mate. Get in there, my son. I appreciate you for hitting the subscribe button there. If you are new to the channel, actually, guys, hit the subscribe button like Lowe's Legends. If you happen to be new to the show, get yourself in here by subscribing. You can chat if you subscribe. You only need to be subscribed for 0 seconds. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button because we're on here daily with the latest updates in a no bullshit, no clickbait, no gash way. So if you're enjoying the vibe, and we've got a great community of legends here, so get yourself involved by smashing the subscribe. And also, we're on 111 likes right now. So hit the like button, see if we can get 150. Right, guys, let's just get back into it. So, everyone's confirming that Virgil van Dijk had speaking to Cody Gakpo about his future when the Netherlands were away at the World Cup, obviously. International teammates now set to partner at club level too. So there you go. Agent Van Dikhead's been at it. PSV, of course, announced it as well. They said that PSV and LFC have reached an agreement on the proposed transfer of Cody Gakpo. The 23-year-old attacker will leave for England imminently, where he will be subjected to the necessary formalities ahead of the completion of the transfer. So it's all done, guys. It's all 100% done, and it's been confirmed as signed, sealed, just not quite delivered at the moment. But it will be very soon, pending medicals and paperwork being finalised. So they have signed Cody Gakpo. Viking Red, thank you for your highlighted member comment here and being a member for nearly 2 years. Let's get a 23 in the chat for this legend, man. Viking Red, thank you. He says, love the honesty, pig, you legend. Well, thank you, Viking Red. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. Do you mean in regards to my feelings about us missing out on Cody Gakpo? Well, yeah, that is what I feel, man. I mean, I can't pretend. I just cannot pretend like, oh, you know what? They're going to get themselves a shit player. It's going to be Darwin Punez and Cody Gakpo up top. Yeah, they're gash. It may well turn out to be the case. I mean, Darwin looked good in the last game, but I do think he's overrated as fuck. He's certainly not a £100 million player. They got absolutely bent over for that one. He's the Uruguayan Slabby Maguire transfer. But he could be the Uruguayan Andy Carroll for them. Let's hope that goes on. Gakpo, we hope he's going to be the Memphis Depay for them. But chances are he'll be a good player for them. I think we've missed out It's not necessarily what we needed right now. United should have the ambition to go out there and get 2 fucking players in the window then. If we go and get a number 9 as well as Gakpo, that's what we should have been doing, man. Why are we left behind everybody else so much these days? We're Manchester United, for Pete's sake. We've got all the history, the tradition of winning things and having the most. We used to have the pick of the bunch every single fucking transfer window based on success and based on financial power, etc. It's all gone now because a bunch of oligarchs have come in and fucked up the whole game. But aside from that, we've been lumbered with a gash set of owners who don't give a ploddy toss about us. And so we don't go and compete with the best teams. We should have ambition. Back in the day, man, if there was a proper signing available, if there was a big signing available in the summer, we would go and get them, whether it was Rio or Berbatov or whoever. If there was the right player available, we would spend the money. But now we don't do it. And in January, we used to go and get some players. We got fucking Vidic in January. We could go and get great players in January and help the team. But do they want to do that? No. Look at last season under Ralph Rangnick where they didn't go and get a player in January. We could have got fucking Julian Alvarez. We've been talking about that guy on this channel for a fucking year, man. We could have had a great signing who's developing into a great player. Only problem is he's developing into a great player now for the City scum. Even though we had an opportunity to go get him, man. So this is just another player to add to the list where we've missed out on a great player who could have helped us and made us better. And now he goes and makes a rival better. Let's get some green and gold emojis in there, guys, and some hashtag Glazers out. I've had enough of them. I've had enough. We are being completely left behind. So that's the reality, guys. We are unable to compete at the moment in the transfer window, which is probably why we'll go and get some Gash loan player to help us for the remainder of the season. We need to get a striker. Let's cover the rest of the little tidbits of news I've got in regards to this then. So, PSV Eindhoven, Cody Gakpo will be signing for Liverpool very soon. It's a £37 million deal. It could rise to as much as £50 million with performance-related add-ons. So that's a little bit more information in regards to the deal. They have got injuries in the final third. If you think about how Liverpool could line up, I guess the front three going forward would be Gakpo on the left-hand side, Darwin Punez up top there for them, and Salah on the right. I mean, it doesn't sound half bad, does it, for the future for them? Of course, they've got Luis Diaz, but injured, and Jota is still out. So if you think about the attacking talents that Liverpool will have now in various areas, they've got massive strength in depth there. They are playing a game of squad depth. We are not. So that is something to be concerned about. They've had injuries to players, but ultimately they've got more players to come back into their squad. But their current lineup would essentially be Gakpo, Núñez and Salah. So, Liverpool definitely will be dangerous for the remainder of the season, 100%, because they've got themselves a good forward line. And unless Gakpo does flop, he probably will score them quite a lot of goals because he looks like he's got a great eye for goal. We've gone over his goal-scoring record previously for PSV and also his club record. He's only had like 16 caps for the Netherlands so far. He's just recently over the last couple of seasons sort of got into the fold. But now he is into the fold. You saw in the World Cup, he's played, he's had faith put in him by Louis van Gaal, obviously previously, and he scored goals for them. He scored goals and looked dangerous, and now he's 23, he's a man, he's a goal scorer. So I think he will do well for them. I do, unfortunately. United reportedly, though, will only be able to make loan signings for the duration of the January market. Some reports say due to the Glazer shithouses, we're likely to sign various different players on loan, possibly. So there's a couple that are linked to us on loan, Joao Felix being one, but who knows if that's actually going to materialise. And also just a couple of little things, in regards to other players. So there's a couple of other players that United are interested in. Apparently, Frimpong being one of them, but Leverkusen have sort of distanced themselves from that. They said Bayer Leverkusen want to keep Jeremy Frimpong at least until the end of the season, unless crazy proposals will be submitted. No negotiations ongoing as now. Leverkusen expects important bids in the summer as top clubs are following Frimpong. So there's only there are not very many players we're linked to at the moment. That's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen, is it, guys? Unless we can get rid of, say, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and sell him off. It's not really that realistic we go and sign anybody. So it's basically a number 9 or nobody, I think. I asked you guys how many players we sign in January. Did I tell you how many I think? I think 1. I just think we will go and get a number 9, somebody, maybe a Mitrovic or possibly a lone player. I don't think we have massive ambition to go and get somebody who's expensive, like a Vlahovic or a Gonçalo Ramos. I really don't think we'll have the ambition to go and spend the money because of the Glazer shithouses. We'll probably just get a body in. Wouldn't even surprise me if it is that absolute melter Memphis Depay. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we went and had that lack of ambition to go and get that fucking pie lover as well. I mean, he's not bad, is he? If you got him as well as a number 9, you know, okay, fair enough, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense to go and get him alone. Let's get into the live chat for a few minutes then, guys, and see what you legends are saying about the situation with regards to Cody Gakpo. I'll just ask you a question first, actually, guys. Are you disappointed about missing out on Cody Gakpo? Simple as that. I'll ask you that. Yes or no? Are you disappointed? I'm massively disappointed, guys. It's another player to add to the list of Julian Alvarez and Ruben Dias and fucking various other players we could have gone and got, which we haven't gone and got. So, kinda says Ezio. Yes, says Nas. No, says Crunk. Yes, says RJ and Pete Morris. 50-50 says Brian. Of course, says Jim Watkins. Very disappointed, says V Cobra. Yeah, so this isn't like the Darwin Núñez situation. So in the summer, there was a lot of talk and, you know, beforehand, if you look at his strike rate and his development, Darwin Núñez, I mean, in the summer, it's like it made a lot of sense maybe for Manchester United to try and get that guy. And United were interested in him to a point, up to a point. And in regards to the amount of money involved, we weren't prepared to go and get anywhere near what Liverpool were prepared to pay for the guy because they spent 100 mil on the guy. But there was definite potential there. There was definite interest from Manchester United there. But Liverpool swooped in, They swooped in and they stole him, didn't they? Well, they didn't really steal him because we weren't properly going and we weren't properly prepared to spend the money. But they took him and they got him very, very quickly. I didn't really feel that disappointed about it. I was annoyed about it, but I wasn't that disappointed about it because there's a lot of other options there. We still had Cristiano Ronaldo at the time, and I was expecting him at the time to have a decent sort of a season for us at the time. So we still had Ronaldo. They got a player, and they did overpay for that player massively as well. Can't get away from the fact that they spent well over the odds, I think, for Darwin Núñez. It's a mad amount of money to pay. So because they did do that, it didn't really bother me that much. And Chouameni! Chewbacca! Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Just a little bit of a double sneeze attack there. Apologies. Chouameni came to say hello there, man. Another player we could do with. Bless you. Thank you, King Thompson. Thank you so much, though. So I wasn't as annoyed about losing out on Darwin Núñez because I believe that they overpaid for him. And I also believe that he's just a bit of an overrated melt. And his ponytail and his haircut is the gashest of which I've seen in a long time. And I've got some gash one as well. And this is gash too. But his one's just annoying. His one looks like it's made of fucking plastic, man. No, he looks like a Uruguayan Ken doll. That's what he looks like. That's what I imagine a Uruguayan Ken doll to look like. Like Darwin fucking Núñez. He's just annoying. So I'm not that annoyed about missing out on him. I am more annoyed about missing out on Cody Gakpo because, well, I mean, we were supposedly having negotiations in the summer for 45 mil. The Glazer shithouses wanted to structure the deal, obviously, and pay it in a million different installments over the next millennia, which meant that it just wasn't of interest to PSV. Ruud van Nistelrooy said as much recently, if the price is right, it comes a point when you can't say no. Well, they obviously wanted money up front. They've got a good bit of money up front. Long term, it could be worth about 50 million for them. It's 37 million up front and could be add-ons taking it up to a potential 50 million down the line. That's not crazy money to pay for a good player like Cody Gakpo, who was Eredivisie Player of the Year last season, who's got a ridiculous goal-scoring record, and he's a creator as well. He gets bags of assists as well. So they've got a good player. They haven't spent that much on him. It's an all-round good deal for them. So therefore, I'm very annoyed about it because it should be a good deal for us, not a good deal for them. We have been linked to this guy for a long time. We've had opportunities, not just in this window, but in the summer window. We should have just got out there and got him then. Thank you, Mount says, nice spray of germs there, pigs. Yeah, sorry about that. Rush Marno, he says, if we get a striker on loan, it kind of makes sense for the new owners. Damn right, that's it. Yeah, for I guess so. If you don't necessarily, if the new owners were coming in, do they really want to spend they really want the previous regime to spend big money on players that, you know, I don't know, actually. I just think that really the Glazers should spend now in January to get a number 9, just because that's what we need. And then just add a bloody extra 30 or 40 million on to the price of the final sale of the football club. Why not? You know, that's how it's got to have to be because we do need a striker. Felix says Jordan Griswold. I mean, I would take Joao Felix to the club, definitely, yeah. Yeah, definitely would. I mean, it's not going to happen in terms of a transfer, is it? Because he's probably a 70 million or even 100 million, whatever, who knows, in this current transfer climate player. But in terms of a loan move, I would definitely take him 100%. Yes, definitely. He showed in the World Cup as well what a class player he is. And if we could get him, it would be very, very good for us. But, it's just a loan, isn't it? Smash a one if you would like Joao Felix to the club. I would take him in a heartbeat because we need people who can create and score goals, and he can do both. So it does make a bit of sense, but if it's just a loan move, it's only for the short term. Yes, Phoenix to Chelsea, Dennis Johnson. So again, reports coming out that Chelsea considering a move for Atletico Madrid forward Joao Felix. Thanks for the segue. I have got a report here that says Chelsea have reportedly identified Atletico Madrid forward Joao Felix as a potential target for the January window. They are sitting 9 points adrift in the Champions League places at the moment. They're expected to be active in the market as well once it opens. And there is various reports coming out, though, that Chelsea are looking to strengthen and bring in Joao Felix. They're also looking at Benoit Badiashile, the Monaco defender who Manchester United have been linked with previously in the past. But who knows? It could be, according to the Telegraph anyway, the Telegraph say that they are looking to move for Joao Felix, who's available to depart the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium before the end of next month. So, and, he has impressed in recent weeks in the World Cup, obviously, but he's not really regarded as first choice, apparently, because he's had a breakdown in relationship with Diego Simeone over there at Atletico Madrid. And the CEO over there, Gil Marin, acknowledged that the club record signing for them, Joao Felix, could leave in the coming weeks. And he admitted basically that, his future does not lie at Atletico, it lies at somewhere else. So it is quite likely, very likely, that this guy leaves in January. It's just where. Chelsea are reportedly sniffing around. Now, Chelsea, with their new owner, Todd Bowley, they've spent money and they're prepared to spend money. I think they will spend a lot of money. They signed a lot of young players they're looking to build. He sort of fits in. He's only 23. Who knows if they could get him on a loan deal, but with an option to buy. And you know that Chelsea's option to buy, their offer or their deal that they would work out with, say, Atletico Madrid, would be worth more money because we've got the Glazer shit houses. And it's very unlikely that after what we spent in the summer, a couple $100 million, that they'll go and spend big money on a player like this. Maybe even Chelsea would look for an outright transfer. Who knows? But, Atletico may insist on Chelsea agreeing to certain obligations in regards to a permanent transfer to make it acceptable, i.e. with a commitment to buy. So they might have an option to buy, or there may be some sort of commitment to buy. Who knows? These guys, basically, they're unlikely to pay anywhere near what they paid for him. They actually paid 114 million for the guy in 2019. He's still got 3.5 years left on his contract, but it's not going to be that much money. So, I don't know how much it would take to just buy him outright. 70 mil? Don't know. How much do you think, guys? We're not talking about a loan here. I think loan is probably more realistic for January. I don't know. How much do you think, guys, for Joao Felix? What's his transfer value? But thank you for the segue there, mate. Great segue. I like your style. Let me just have a look at the latest updates that are coming out. Chat, thank you so much to Matty Rushmano in the live chat for sending me some things here in regards to Joao Felix, actually. Let's have a quick look. So, yeah, Mike McGrath reporting that Joao Felix is available in January, but it's thought the terms of a loan could put Manchester United off, i.e. making certain stipulations in the deal or an obligation to buy. Who knows? But Manchester United reaching an agreement with Atletico Madrid for a loan move. It could happen, but I guess it's not the most likely. There'll probably be quite a decent initial fee, and it depends on the stipulations and the details of the situation in regards to that. But we are, of course, in the market to sign a new striker, which is what we're trying to do. On loan, it would be, just as good as any right now if it's a top player. If you think about who we could actually get, well, Joao Felix is a much more developed and much bigger name player than somebody like, say, Gonzalo Ramos, even though he is a great young talent. I think, Joao Felix has done a lot more. It seems like Joao Felix has been around for a long time, really long time, but he is only 23. So he's been around the game. He's been talked about for years and years as a great talent. He's gone for huge money previously. So he's probably the best, most quality player that United could maybe acquire in January, realistically. So we should just go and get him then, shouldn't we, guys? Smash the 69 in the live chat if you want Joao Felix. Okay, also another little report has come out here, guys, that Man United have been looking to address a shortage of forward options with a preference for a short-term deal for the second half of the campaign. So there you go. That's it. Mike McGrath with a report there as well. Thank you, Rushmano. We've got a super chat that's just come in here. Thank you very much from Abjif, who says, don't get Gonzalo Ramos. His leaked video exposes him, says Abjif. What's that all about then, mate? His leaked video. Well, I mean, I've just seen him in the World Cup, mainly. I mean, I can't pretend that I watched Benfica or watched the Portuguese League. Haven't never really seen him play before the World Cup. But we did research after that, looked into a bunch of videos, looked into also his statistics over in the Portuguese League. And in terms of the recent last 24 months, very, very good, impressive stats, impressive progression from him. He's only a young lad. So, you know, it's a dirty video as it's got to be. I haven't seen that, mate. What's that all about? Lewis says he's done a video of him tossing himself. Fucking hell. Listen, is that all? As long as he's not kicking a cat like Kurt Zuma or, you know, doing anything worse. Look, I couldn't give a toss, to be honest. No pun intended. I couldn't give a toss. No pun intended. But, you know, look, if he's just a wanker, are you trying to say that you don't do it, guys? Do you know what I mean? You're a liar. You're a liar. Only difference is you probably don't do it on video and disperse it to the internet. Or maybe you do. So anyway, listen, I don't know anything about that. That's the first I've heard. That's the first I've heard, guys, about this situation. So not on video, says Parallel Sunset. Rushmanis has done a video called The World of the Palm and the Five Lovely Daughters. Oh, bloody hell. Rushmanis, so, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, that's a little bit. I didn't know that, guys. But that really doesn't change all that much to me, guys. He's just a complete wanker. So if you think you are not, then you're a stronger man than me. I'll tell you that. Oh, no, Dancing with the Devil. Don't say that. That's some Kurt Zuma vibes, man. Anyway. Look, this is derailed, guys. We're not talking about Gonzalo Ramos tossing himself off anymore. We're talking about the potential of him being a player for Manchester United. What the fuck? So, look, anyway, we've talked about Joao Felix. We talked about Gonzalo Ramos. We talked about Mitrovic. There are a good few options as to who could come in to be a goal scorer for us. That's all I'm saying. And we need to go and get one of them. We need to go and get somebody. So let's go and do it. Basically, the Glazers just need to go and get somebody now, even if they don't want to be here and they're selling the club long term. Recoup that money later on in the sale then. But we do need to bring in a striker. Summer with Enzo Fernandez. Right, okay, well, Viking Red, he is being linked to us, of course, but isn't he like £100 million player as well? That's the problem there. Great player. There's another midfielder that we'd be very keen on getting in as well. Bellingham. There's another midfielder we'd be keen on getting as well. Rice. But Bellingham would be the one for me that I would like to go and get. But there's a problem with all three of those players that we've just discussed. And that is that those players are going to cost a huge amount of money, 100 mil or something. And the Glazer shithouses are still here at the moment. The ideal world is they sell before the end of the season. Then we can start the next season afresh with new owners who do want to invest in the football club and sign really, really good players as well in the summer. And in all areas of the football club as well. Not just the players, the transfers, but definitely... That's what we want. Then we can start a new season afresh with the right direction, everybody put in the right direction, and we'll have players that we need. But who knows what's going to happen? It takes time to sell a football club. It does if you're the shithouse Glazers anyway, because they're greedy. You could actually see, look at Roman Abramovich when he sold Chelsea. It just so happened that it happened pretty damn quickly. There was a bunch of different consortiums, a bunch of different parties that were interested in taken the Chelsea Football Club. Todd Burley and was able to get the club in the end. But that happened all relatively quickly, guys, in a matter of a few months. So there is really no excuses from the Glazer shithouses. Maybe this is just more smoke and mirrors from them to buy themselves more time, to milk the teat a little bit more at Manchester United for another season or two, make it seem like they're selling the club. But in reality, all they're doing is looking for outside investment to sell pieces of the football club off, to generate money to spend, to appease the fan base. But in reality, they're not spending any more of their money. They're just spending somebody else's money who's invested in the football club, and they're not spending any of their money. They still own the club. They're still milking it. They're still getting the dividends. They're still making the profits. That's all they really care about. So it wouldn't surprise me if that is the case long term for them. As much as I want a Glazer's sale, as much as I want this football club to be bought by somebody else, they are scum. Their tactics are clear, I think, in terms of milking this club. If they can get an extra couple of seasons of milking us, they probably will. So, anyway, depends on that, guys. Let's get into the live chat. Oh, thank you. You're right about that. The Mog says, chin up, pig. At least you're not an Everton fan. Yeah, you're right about that, but true. I'm going to get into the live chat now, guys, for a bit of a Q&A and to see what you legends are saying about Cody Gakpo. But if you're just getting in, I'll do a quick roundup of what we discussed. And once again, hit that thumbs up button. It helps us compete with clickbait wankers and corporation channels. Drop a thumbs up. It's free to do so. Hit the likes. How many are we on right now, guys? Drop a thumbs up on the video if you haven't done so. We're on 177. Get in there. We're nearly at 200, so hit the thumbs up button and help us get to the big 200. That will boost us up there on the algorithm and help the channel out. And if you are new to the channel, guys, now's the time to subscribe because we're going to have a Q&A, so we will stay on here for a long time, get in the live chat and see what you legends are saying for yourselves. So all you have to do is subscribe and then you can chat. And get yourself subscribed and get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. Right then. So it's a shit show. Let's discuss. To reach 70k by New Year, says Abjif. I don't know about that, my friend. I don't think that's going to happen, bud. I'd be happy to get to 69, though. We're on 68,000 at the moment. In fact, you know what? We're only one away from 68,700 subscribers. Just one person needs to subscribe and we'll hit the 0.7, which is nice. So hit the subscribe there, guys, if you are new to the show. Right, okay. We're taking SP from you, £5 bidding coming in January. George, please don't spam, mate. You're going to get yourself timed out. Shane McCarthy says, are you watching the United game tonight? Definitely, Shane McCarthy. Yes, Dad. We will be back on here about 7:30 for the watch along. So make sure you come and join us. You can set a cheeky reminder later. The stream's already set up, actually, for the watch along. So please do, stick around for that later. We'll be back on at 7:30 for that. And in fact, I'll get the watch along in the live chat real quick so you can go and check that out at the end of this one. There it is right there. I'll pin that to the top for later. Okay, let's get into the chat. I am Smithy, streaming for the United game. Thank you, Jim Watkins. I hope you're doing well, mate. Merry Crimbo to you, bud. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. United 3-0 Forest. Yeah, I'm going the same, actually, bud. I do think United win the game 3-0. That's my prediction for the game. I think Jesse Lingard gets dumped on. That's what I'm thinking. I think we're going to smash up Nottingham Forest, guys. And if we don't, it's a disgrace and a nonsense, and Roy Keane would be throwing punches. Well, he actually came from Nottingham Forest, so maybe he wouldn't. But you know what I mean. Oh, you meant FIFA. Oh, I don't know about that, actually, Smithy. Yeah, it depends how long it takes for me to edit the video after the game and stuff. Forest without their best player should be easy, says Jerry the Bun Seller. Let's hope so, my friend. Viking Red says, plus Mbappe say Old Trafford is the best stadium in the world. Look, I think it's so unrealistic for us to get Kylian Mbappe. I do. You're talking about the most expensive transfer in football history, more or less, from whoever buys him. Plus, he's got to have that real want and desire to go and play for you. And we're not actually challenging for things right now. It's a big red flag for potential signings, because if you look at like what happened with Ronaldo at the club, Ronaldo's been pretty awesome throughout his career. He goes to United, even he does well, but the team doesn't do well, and then it's all just gone and ended in a real bad way for Cristiano Ronaldo at United. And there's other examples of that as well, where players come into United. I mean, Sancho's not exactly lived up to it so far. There's a lot of examples where players come into United and struggle. Keezer Bell, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Nice one. Get in there. He's probably Mr. 700. Get in. So yeah, there's loads of different players who have come to the club and actually failed. So it's not the most attractive proposition right now, I must say, from a player wanting to come in. So who are we going to get in January, says Unis Mohammed? Ten Hag said we need a striker. He did, yes. Well, I guess the most realistic player to go and get would be somebody like Joao Felix on loan, or a Mitrovic type player. I doubt we'll go and spend big on a Gonçalo Ramos or a Vlahovic. I don't think that's going to happen. So probably just, in fact, the most likely is probably that Memphis Depay mug. Don't know. Yeah, exactly. Jim Watkins says Mbappe top player, but we can't afford to pay 150 million for the guy. Happy Christmas, Paul. Paul Miller, thank you, bud. It's great to be back. Thank you, Paul Miller. I'm going to be back on here daily, guys. We do an afternoon video on this channel around about 3 p.m. I'm going to do that every single day. Give you the latest transfer news and updates, mostly to do with Manchester United, of course, in the hope that we are going to be signing some good players. We're also going to be doing around about 9 p.m. videos again, as well as doing all the FIFA videos. We will be doing afternoon videos and evening videos every single day over the January transfer window to give you the updates. Thank you, Steve Johnson, says great signing. Thank you, Stevie Johnson. Oh, no, sorry, you're on about... sorry, you're on about Liverpool getting Gakpo. Yeah, thank you for getting in here, Steve Johnson. But yes, you are right. I mean, it is a good signing for them. For the amount of money, 37 up front with a potential add-on of 13 million, I think it represents good value for Liverpool. And he's a breakout star in the last sort of year or so. Done very well in the Eredivisie, but also in the World Cup. I was very impressed by him. Can I do a Rodgers impression? Piggy says now 786. The name's Brendan Rodgers. I'm a beautiful, beautiful man and a really nice guy and just a beautiful human being and a beautiful technician. Gakpo will flop along with Nunes, says Licky T. Gakpo and Darwin Punes at it. I hope you're right. Backwards move for Depay, says Welsh Red. Mikey, what's going on? Says there's talk of United leading the race for Enzo Fernandez. Maybe the money was set aside for him and the Felix loan is more likely. I doubt it, Mikey. I doubt it. I feel like there were good midfielders we could have gone and got in the summer if the money was set aside. I don't know. Why would we wait until now? Yes, that guy was linked to us previously, but it's really based on the last few months in the World Cup and stuff why there's such a big premium, such a big interest right now in that guy, I guess. It's been brought to the fore anyway. So I don't know about that. I think personally we're not signing anybody in a different position other than number 9. I think we'll get one player, the minimum that we require, because that's what the Glazers do, and it will be a number 9. I really don't think it's going to happen. He sounded Dutch, says Gapdog. He's not Scottish, says Jerry. Well, I never said I could do one. He just said do attempt it. Steven says, I'm not surprised anymore. Just sick of it. Pig had enough of bloody Glazers. Spot on, man. I couldn't agree more. It's just time for them to leave. Thank you for subscribing there, Sick 1989. I appreciate your mythic. Nice one. Mikey says, nothing surprises me anymore with this club, though, mate. Always box office. Yes, so that's the problem. If you're just joining us, by the way, the news is that confirmed Gakpo will sign until June 2028. 6-year deal as a Liverpool player. Contracts are being prepared. Gakpo medical is going to be completed soon. I know he's going to have that done, obviously, and then he's going to be unleashed. It's a £37 million upfront offer, which PSV accepted. Ornstein said that Virgil van Dijk was talking to Gakpo over the World Cup, obviously, and trying to get him to, to come. There's another report that's just come out. Rushmano has given me another update in regards to Joao Felix. As I mentioned about Joao Felix, though, he was being linked with a move to Chelsea as well as Manchester United, and just some reports coming out that that Joao Felix to Chelsea is of interest and that they want about 80 million quid for him. That's what some reports are saying anyway. Okay, back into the chat then, guys. So let's have your thoughts and opinions. I'm going to stick around for a good 10 minutes or so and see what you legends are saying. Agent Virgil doing bits. Sadly, that's true, average gamer Billy. Agent Virgil van Dijk has done them a service there, I think. The World Cup came at a good time for them in that sense. Tommy, what's up? Says, Mr. Biggie, not seen you for ages. You got a ticket for United, so if you pop down, I'll buy you a beer. Nice one, Tommy. Thank you so much, bud. Haven't seen you for a bit either. How you doing? Thank you very much for the offer, you legend. You're getting Memphis apple pie back, says Trigger. Come on. I mean, if that's what happens, then it's going to infuriate everybody. I don't think there'll be anybody too happy about bringing in Memphis Depay. If it's just Memphis Depay, then it's a calamity. Might as well not bother. Might as well just go with Rashford up top, Martial up top when you need him, rotate those two at striker, and then have Anthony playing right mid, and just have Garnacho deputising Sancho left wing, I guess. Doesn't sound perfect, but it might as well do that if you're going to go get Memphis Depay. I'd rather see Garnacho developing rather than go to get Memphis Depay. It doesn't make sense. Guys, smash a 1 in the chat if you would take Memphis Depay in January. Smash a 2 if you wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot barge pole. Let us know if you don't want him at all. Smash a 2. I don't want him at all. I think if we're going to get somebody, might as well go get somebody with big potential and go and make an acquisition and sign a proper player, not just get somebody because they're available in their body who is sort of versatile and sort of can score goals and has a good record. I mean, yeah, lots of 2s coming to live chat. Smithy would take him though. Viking Red would take him. The only way I would take him is if we go and sign somebody else as well as that. So if we signed a number 9 and we got Memphis Depay like a buy one get one free jobby, then it'll be okay. But we don't really need that. Primos says the only way our club recovers is with new owners. Spot on, couldn't agree more. Rain down green and gold emojis. To be fair, he's better than what we've got, says average game ability. I don't think so, bud. I don't think he is better than what we've got. I think he's similar. It's like, Rashford at the moment's doing really well. He's got the proven Premier League experience and the ability to do it in the Premier League. Memphis Depay, his goal scoring record is actually pretty good. If you look at his stats, we've done it a couple of times recently on this channel. You look at his stats, For club and country, they're good, particularly for the country. If you look at Memphis Depay's stats for Netherlands, they're brilliant. But it really doesn't tell the whole story because he's ahead of Van Nistelrooy and fucking, Bergkamp and so many great players who are just way better than him. It doesn't tell you the whole story, unfortunately. He's got an overinflated international record somehow. He's a good player. He's not a great player. We've seen it in the Premier League. If he was a great player, when we signed him the first time around, when he came to Manchester United from the Eredivisie, he would have done a lot better than scoring one pigging goal in 20 appearances in the league for us that season. He would have done a lot better than that. So I don't think he is all that. Some players are just cut out for playing in different leagues as well. They've got the ability to do it, maybe where they've got a bit more time and space on the ball, or they're playing teams that are just not as strong. There's not as much depth in the league. He's not cut out for the Premier League, I don't think. He's proven. He came to the Premier League once before and he was gash. I know time has changed. He's gone on, he developed over in France. So what? Doesn't impress me much. Doing it in France, doing it in the Farmers League, doesn't impress me all that much. Then he's gone over to Barca, obviously, and he's doing all right. He's doing all right, but it doesn't impress me that much. I'm just not really too keen on the guy. I think he's bang average. Depay's Deadwood, says Welsh Red. We need somebody like Van Persie. Yeah, there you go. Van Persie, Van Nistelrooy. If we could get somebody of that ilk, we would be fine. Memphis should play in the Bundesliga, says 3XE. There you go. Spot on. Another example. Another great place for him to go and play his trade. How many players came over from the Bundesliga to the Premier League and struggle? Most of them. Hijack and Nkunku. And Nkunku would have been a great signing for us, Christopher. Christopher and Nkunku would have been great, Antwooch. Yeah. Giroud for a year, if only. I would have previously had Giroud in a heartbeat. I think Giroud's, I've always said it, he's one of the most underrated players. Giroud is a fantastic player, and there's no doubt about it, and he always has been. Weghorst, even when he was in France, firing Montpellier to titles and stuff like that, you can't really discredit him as a player, but for some reason he's super underrated. I don't know why. Weghorst says 40-year-old Virgil. Yeah, okay. Weghorst, another interesting one. RVP for the win, says Jordan Griswold. Pig, he reminded me of Timo Werner. Incoming, says Viking Red. Right, yeah, Timo Werner. Again, he's another player that failed in the Premier League. That's it. So you gotta do it in the Premier League. Memphis Depay didn't do it in the Premier League. Yeah, Mount says Giroud would be perfect. Always rated him. Amida Red says United are still paying for Varane and Sancho, Casemiro too. You can't live on credit for long. Exactly, Amida. That's the Glazers for you. They will just mortgage the future of this football club away. Felix, be good fit for United, but he ain't coming. Dancing with the devil. It's unlikely. It's unlikely. Average Gamer Billy says, I think you're underrating Depay in my opinion. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, no, he has developed since he was last here at Manchester United. I did watch him for a whole season hit, though, and he was pretty fucking gash-tastic for us, mate. But he has developed since then, of course. It's been, what? God knows, 7-8 years since he was here. Maybe, 7-8 years, somewhere around about there since he was here, maybe. Long time ago, and he's developed considerably since then. I get that. And if you actually look at his performances in the World Cup, I thought he was good. I thought he was good for the Netherlands in the World Cup. And his record, or all the clubs he's been at since Manchester United, has been really good. Not really good, but pretty good. And his international record's really good. But fair enough, we just disagree there. I think he's a good player. Do not think he's a great player. So I feel like if you're going to go get him, it's just a step down in bloody going to get Danny Welbeck or something. What are we doing here? We're looking for the best of the best, the cream of the crop. I don't think he is. If you can't get somebody who's a top player right now, you've got to get somebody who's going to be a top player in the future. Memphis is at his day. He's 30. He's not getting any better. He's just diminishing now. So I don't want somebody who's not really going to be all that for us. We need a top player. Merry Christmas to you, Icy Cookie Nuts. Thank you so much, dude. Rushmano says, why is Barcelona allowing him to leave? They allow good players to go easily, says Rushmano. Don't allow good players to go easily. There you go, Rushmano. Yes, so they don't allow good players to go easily. That's what I'm saying. Why would they be so keen on letting him go? They've gone out there to sign a top player in the summer, which they did, to replace gash players like Memphis. Not that he's gash, but he's just not really all that. He's a good player, but he's bang average. It's kind of like Martial for us. And it's actually dissimilar because Martial's only, 26 or 25? He could actually still, over the next 5 years, develop to the point where he could be better than Memphis Depay because he's 5 years younger than Memphis Depay. But it's kind of like Martial. It's like, well, Martial is a good player, but it's like if we could go and get somebody who was better and sell Tony, I'd be up for that. That's kind of what it is like. If we could go get somebody who's better, and sell Tony, I would be up for that. And that's exactly what Barcelona did in the summer. Jonathan David's a good shout. Welsh Red, yeah, fair enough. He would be a good shout. So we've got a little shortlist here of semi-realistic players, haven't we? You know, they're just going to go get one. Merry Christmas, Heinrich Van Neal. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, lad. Yep, Rushmano, subscribe to the channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Yes, we're going to be on here daily with the latest updates, and we've got a live watch along later on the show on the channel at 7:30 p.m. back for the United Nottingham Forest game. So come and join us for that. You can click the bell icon as well, like your name was Quasimodo. Esmeralda the bells. That way you'll be notified when we post and go live a bit later on and every day. So smash the bell icon, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Alfonso Davies would be a tremendous signing, Gavdog, but super unrealistic right now. Sharon Brown has had enough of our recruitment policy. The fans should have boycotted games years ago and forced these Cowboys out. Damn right, I know. I mean, I am a bit disappointed when you see those planned protests or the walkouts and that kind of thing. They're not, it's just not really adhered to by most of the fan base. It's only a minority, it seems like, which is a shame, because I think if the fan base, you know, completely spoke with their feet and actually didn't go in the stadiums, and it was just such a horrible spectacle, the empty stadium, and, you know, protests loud and proud outside the ground while the games are going on, but not in the stadium, etc. It's just going to highlight and further make the position of the Glazers, you know, less attractive for them. It will affect potential sponsors more so, shares, prices, and these sorts of things. They're all things that they think about. And if you make it as unpalatable for them as possible, they're way more likely to sell the club. That's the truth. So, yeah, the problem is also slightly, you know, exacerbated by the fans actually still, you know, still feeding off the teat and still buying the merchandise and buying the shirts and all that kind of stuff. And it's true. I mean, nobody wants to see Manchester United suffer financially from the development or the generation of funds from merchandise if it's used properly, if it's reinvested. And nobody wants to see the stadium empty, and nobody wants to see the fans not being able to go watch the team that they love. But if it actually did generate, you know, just basically if it caused them to leave, then it would be worth it, wouldn't it? Yeah, Rushmana says lots of fans inside the ground saying we want Glazers out. That's the best you can ask for. Lots of tourists, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess a lot of tourists. That's true. That's so true, actually. You know, if you're traveling, but don't travel then. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing. I guess a lot of tourists, yeah. That's the thing. If you're going to go there and pay your money and travel, you're going to go watch the game, aren't you? And look, season ticket holders are there because they love the club and they want to watch the games every single week, and they've paid their money to be a season ticket holder. And let's face it, if you're a season ticket holder at Manchester United, you are one of the most passionate or the most dedicated fans you could possibly be. Right? I mean, I know it's not all about that geographically. People live in different countries, they can still be a huge fan. So it's not all about that. But still, if you're a season ticket holder, you want to go watch your team play. But in a way, like even more so if it's the season, you know, season ticket holders aren't fucking turning up, what a message it sends. That's all I'm saying. It's like if you spoke with your feet as a collective, as a complete 100% collective, what a message it sends. And also they're just going to essentially lose money. But like you say, it's too many tourists. I don't think you'll ever get anybody on 100% on board to boycott the games, because people want to watch the games and they pay their money to watch the games. And if you've got a season ticket, you've already paid your money for the games as well. So they're still getting the bloody money. So you're not actually, you know, you know what I mean? It doesn't really, I understand. Anyway, right. Right, guys. Okay, let's talk about it. Mikey says, does anyone know what Joel Glazer sounds like, says Mikey. I do, yeah. He sounds like a fucking absolute melt. Is what he sounds like, bud. Mr. Garrett, Merry Christmas to you too, pal. I appreciate you, my son. Jim Watkins says, I wonder what the new potential owner's thinking. Looking at our squad, if we don't buy any striker and spice up our team, will they pay the $6 billion to buy our club? Jim, I don't know. That's it. Do they spend in order to speculate, to accumulate, to get extra money on? Do they spend $1 million to get an extra? No, spend $100 million to generate another $100 million in the sale of the club, or does it not work like that? Who knows? Maybe they don't want to spend anything. An absolute twat's what he sounds like, says Gav Dog. Varane's starting apparently straight back from France. Wow, says Ronnie Dodge. Let's hope so, mate. To be honest, let's hope so. We need some quality in there. We've got some issues at centre back at the moment. He sounds like a dickhead, says Jonathan Gallagher. Trigger says, Ten Hag can't even convince his own countryman who has the same agent as him to sign. Not good. I don't even think it's about Ten Hag actually here, my friend. I think it's about the fact that we're not allowing him as the manager of the club, and not allowing him as the manager to go and make that signing. That's what it's about. Or the recruitment team is so incapable of doing the business. People like Arnold and Murtaugh and these wank pieces. I think we're being sold a lie in regards to them. They're just more corporate shills, just with more of an open sort of background maybe. But in regards to still being shills for the Glazers, I think that's still what it is. No news of a sale yet, Dancing with the Devil. We're still waiting on that. More American investors incoming to join the Glazers in asset stripping. Probably Mark Harris. Yeah, show some respect to your owner, says George Haralambous. Shut it, George Haralambous, you tart. Smithy says, I'm West Ham, but I'd gladly like to see the back of them Yank twats who have ruined United. Growing up, United were the biggest club in the world. Now it's a shit show. There you go, Smithy. I know, and the reason it's a shit show is not because of the fan base or even like just the club. It's not the club's fault. It's the owner's fault. Shut it, Skip Rat, says Jordan Griswold. Spot on, my son. Should have signed Canate, says Dara. It's easy. There's many players we should have, could have, would have, should have signed. Definitely, we should have signed so many players. Glazers could go fuck themselves, says Jonathan Gallagher. Rushmonic says, our recruitment team only just started using player analytics under Ten Hag shambles. Yeah, that's it. And if you look at all the players we signed in the summer, it's all Ten Hag's doing. It's not like they're like identifying these gems like Vidic from Spartak Moscow or whatever it was. They're not doing that anymore. We can't do that anymore. So they haven't been able to, get us a gem for a long time, really. Manchester is self-sustaining with right ownership. Initial investment in debt settling and stadium training ground is needed, but then the club can look after itself. That's exactly the case. You're absolutely right. Because this club generates hundreds of millions a year in terms of revenue, and the fan base is one of the most dedicated and passionate in the world, and the largest in the world, it does mean that it is a self-sustaining beast once those Glazer shithouses are gone. As long as the debt's cleared and you're not having to service that debt, you can generate hundreds of millions of pounds every single year and use a lot of that to then reinvest in the structure of the football club, facilities, recruitment networks, scouting networks, all that. And of course, player transfers and sales and things like that as well, getting the players in. So you're so right. Once those guys are gone, Man United becomes a Goliath of a club overnight again. Thomas Wolf says, United are backstabbing wingers and no one wants to buy the club. Simple. Thomas Wolf, grow the fuck up there, Thomas Wolf, lad. What do you mean United are backstabbing wingers? Grow the fuck up, pal. What a statement. United lost money last season, says Mark Harris. Jeff Madrank comments, Merry Christmas, Piggy. Know this. As long as owning the team is profitable, we will never force the shithouse Glazers out. They'll stay until they want to sell. Yeah, that's it. There has to be an owner who makes an offer that they can't refuse. That's what it's got to be with those guys. 6 billion quid, 7 billion quid, who knows? There has to be an owner who's prepared to pay the money that they want to get them out of the club. Because otherwise it's worth them just simply milking Manchester United every single season and still having this huge asset worth a huge amount of money, if anything, that's going up in value over the decade. So they've got this appreciating asset. They don't need to sell it. It's kind of like if you bought a mansion or you bought an apartment block with 100 different apartments in it and you're leasing them all out. You're only going to sell that apartment building if, the offer far exceeds the earning potential of that apartment building over the next couple of decades. You're only going to sell it if the profit potential is much more higher than, say, what you can make out of the owning it and leasing it out, essentially, which is basically what they do with Manchester United in a way. They just own the club, mortgage it out, and just basically just try and siphon profits out of the club and sell bits and pieces of the club off. So, yeah, that's what it is really all about. It's a disgrace. They're laughing all the way to the bank, says Drunk Vigo. So we just need to hope that there is a potential buyer that comes in at some point with an offer that they can't refuse. There is a big offer that does really convince them to sell. And I could see that happening. But who knows? I mean, you would think, based on the fact that they came out of a statement not long ago and said that they are exploring different opportunities to sell the football club, you would think there would already be like big interest from people. The problem is that nobody wants to super overpay for a football club. And it hasn't materialised yet that there is an advancement in Manchester United being acquired by another owner. We saw how Chelsea was sold very quickly, so I don't understand what the hold-up is. It's just really that they're too greedy. I think they're too greedy. I really do. Thank you, Rushmana, for sending this. So, yes, there is a rumour that Raphael Varane starts for Manchester United tonight. I'm not so sure if that's the case. I'm not going to confirm that. There's a rumour that's come out that Varane starts for United tonight against Forest. Enzo Fernandez isn't worth 100 million, says Rottweiler. I don't know if anybody's worth 100 million. You know what I mean? That's the thing. He is a great player, though, and he does look like a fantastic prospect. And he had a great World Cup and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, is he worth 100 million? Probably not, no. But who is worth 100 million? Is Bellingham worth 100 million? I mean, in this transfer climate, you probably have to say yes when players are going for what they're going for. When Harry Maguire's 80 million and Darwin Núñez is 100 million, maybe these players, you know, are that. I should be our financial advisor, Drunk Vigo. Bin dippers be gone, says George Griswold. Absolutely. Casemiro, best centre-back we got, says Dancing with the Devil. He was very good in the last game, wasn't he? I was very impressed. Guys, we're only 7 likes away from 250 likes, everyone. Smash that like button on it. Give it a massive thumbs up if you haven't done so. Drop the like. And also hit the subscribe. We're going to be back on for the game later. Come and join us. I'll stick around for a few more minutes, guys, and read a few more comments out. So get your thoughts and opinions in. Darwin wasn't 100 million, you tit, says Jonathan. Yes, he was, you walking nipple man. Yes, he was. 100 million euros tit bag. Or whatever he was. He was 100 million. You're a tit head yourself if you don't think he was. How much was he then? You tell me, Mr. Know-It-All. Bellingham worth 1 billion with inflation in 5 years, says Dutch guy. That's it as well. Like, these players' values are only going up, I think. Bellingham's 19. So, you have to go to sleep, pig, mate. Have a good one, buddy. Hey, thank you, Jim Watkins. I appreciate you getting in here, my son. You're an absolute legend. Pig, would you have been happy with the Newcastle owners taking over United? I mean, yes and no, to be honest with you, Amina Red. This is sort of how I view it in regards to potential owners. It's like, I don't think you can get all of what you want. You can't get ethical, super ethical owners who are super fans of the club, who just want to see what's the best for the club and who are prepared to spend loads of money and have access to super billions amounts of money. I don't think you can have all those things. You can only have a couple of those things. But because United's such a self-sustaining beast, if we're not in debt and we've got the right owners who invest what we earn back into the club, we don't really need a super oligarch, super rich guy. We would just like somebody who's ethical, in my opinion. We'd like someone who's a super fan of the club, if possible. And, you know, those are the most important things to me. And so, you know, they've got to have a bit of money behind them. So if you're talking about, like, who would be ideal owners? I mean, I don't know if Sir Jim Ratcliffe even ticks all of those boxes, but if he could get a consortium together and buy the club, we know he's worth 16 billion or whatever it is, that could be good. He's supposedly a boyhood United fan. That lends itself to maybe having more interest in it than shithouse owners like the Glazers or potential owners from Saudi Arabia or Qatar or, you know, or America. You know, you don't really want to have that disconnect. I would rather have owners that are full-on committed and dedicated to Manchester United, but don't maybe spend as much money, but generate cash. Get in there, the cash that's generated from Manchester United is reinvested into the football club, and they just sort of oversee Manchester United. And maybe they can take a couple of dividends out here and there, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with making small profits. But the debts need to be cleared. The investment needs to be made initially. Like if we were to be bought tomorrow for £6 billion, from, say, Sir Jim Ratcliffe or whoever, then that's great. But then we have to have another £1 billion spent immediately overnight. So you need to clear the debts off. You need to, you know, start new stadium plans. You've got to get new stadium plans underway, or at least improving and reinvigorating Old Trafford, or maybe rebuilding. You know, these kind of things have to be. You have to spend a significant amount of money on the infrastructure of the club and the facilities and everything. We shouldn't be having 1920s workout equipment in the fucking gym, etc. Like Ronaldo said, we have to invest heavily in every single department. So, and then they've got to spend on transfers when they get in as well. So you need to have somebody who's prepared to spend like 5 or 6 billion on the club, and then another billion of an initial investment straight away as soon as they come in. But if there's somebody that's prepared to do that, once they've done that, then United don't need to have a super Saudi, we've got hundreds of billions in the bank, you know, super sugar daddy owner. We actually don't. We just need an owner that sustains the football club in the right way. So, no, I wouldn't really want Saudi Arabia. I wouldn't really want Newcastle's owners. I would rather have owners who, you know, who just want to, you know, who just love, I don't know. You're not going to get it. You know what I'm trying to say. Thank you for subscribing, Edward Winder. I appreciate you, brother. Stadium needs to be fixed and training facilities. Definitely, Jonathan Gallagher. Yes. Drunk Vigo says you don't buy a club like United to try and make money. That's what it should not be about. You're spot on. You should be buying the football club because, you know, you love the football club and you want to see it do well. In an ideal world, that's how it would be, but it's probably quite unrealistic to get somebody like that who could buy the club, who's got the money. That's the problem. Yeah, definitely icy cookies. The best Christmas present we could ever have is the Glazers to fuck off into the sun. Definitely. I know, that's it. They stand to make a huge amount. If Man United is sold for $5 billion tomorrow, crikey, they only bought it for $800 million, and most of that was debt money. So they make a huge profit and they walk out. I mean, I know they don't get all of that money. There's different shareholders and things like that, and they own a percentage of it, but they stand to make billions. They stand to make a huge profit by selling the football club. Thank you, Paul Holland, for getting in the stream, you legend. I appreciate you, Paul Holland, you legend. Sully HB says, who do you think will be our next shirt sponsors? Well, probably, you know, knowing the Glazer shithouses, it'll probably be, I don't know, Vladimir Putin will probably be the sponsor of Manchester United. We'll just have a Putin face on there. That's all it will be. It'll be Putin on the shirt, mate. Just the highest bidder. They don't give a fuck. They were quite happy to do that TeamViewer deal, even though that's a bit of a dodgy company, if you ask me. Fucking Vladimir Putin proudly sponsors Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? Gazprom. Sonic Asylum. Exactly, be fucking Gazprom, mate. Wouldn't be a surprise, would it? Difficult to find wealthy billionaire capitalists who go into the game for the love of the club alone, nature of the beast. It's so true there, Amelia Red. You're absolutely right. So what you need is, you kind of want a balance, don't you? That's why I think somebody like Sir Jim Ratcliffe does make a bit of sense, because he's not a complete scummer, and he's got some interest in the football and the United aspect of it, which Poundland next sponsors and Mark Harris. Poundland says Trigger. Probably so, yeah. Pornhub says Tugger007. I don't know, probably fucking Mickey Mouse and Disney, mate, knowing the shithouse Glazers. Probably fucking Mickey Mouse. Probably Balenciaga. Probably fucking Balenciaga, those shithouse Glazers, mate. They don't care about the PR, do they? They will take a sponsor from a steaming turd if it makes them money, to be fair. TeamViewer is a bloody program used to scam people out of money half the time, guys. They don't give a shit. Sharp says Jordan Griswold. Oxfam says Parallel Sons. Gash says Overfloater. Anyway. Right, anyway, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure to get on here and talk about this with you today. Just at the end of the stream, I'll go through what we've done, what we've discussed. Please do come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comments as well. Keep the debate going there and get your thoughts in afterwards. Maybe if I missed your comments or just to cement your thoughts on the situation, come back after and have your say. But, yep, Gakpo is confirmed to Liverpool, medical, incoming, 37 million up front, potential 13 million down the road in add-ons. Virgil van Dickhead, Agent Dickhead, doing his business away in the World Cup. PSV announced it. Ten Hag quoted as saying that we have lost a striker, so we need to get a striker in, but has to be the right one who brings quality into the team, not just adding to the squad. So we are in the market for a striker. Man United need to go and get a number 9. We didn't really need Gakpo. I wanted Gakpo. I'm not going to pretend I didn't. But we didn't really need him in the sense that we needed a number 9, a goal scorer more to replace Cristiano. So if we go and get a really good one, then it's absolutely happy days, isn't it? We just need to go and get one. Man United have been reduced, though. This is various reports coming out anyway. Reduced to looking for loan deals because of the situation with the Glazer shithouses and because they're awful and they don't want to invest. So that's basically the news, guys. Thank you, Sonic Asylum says, love the stream. Thank you, Stephen Barrow says, thanks for the update. Thank you, guys. That is the latest update then. Still 400 legends of you in here. What a bunch of legends, guys. Do us a couple of favors. The first one being hit the like on your way out. The second one being smash the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications. The third one being check the link at the top of the live chat. That's the link to the live watch along. Please go over there and smash a pre-game like on it. Let's see if we can get 50 likes on the watch along before it's even started. That is coming at 7:30, about half an hour before the game later against Nottingham Forest. We'll be watching the game and commentating on it then. So come and join us for that, guys. Thank you, Rush Mono. Thank you, Mikhail Kramer, Jordan Griswold, John Anderson, IC, Free Django, Dave Keating, UWAR, Lee MUFC, Rush Mono, you legend, Mr. J, Sharon Brown, Smithy. Thank you, Rush Mono. Thanks for the updates throughout as well, you legend. Drunk Vigo, Jordan Griswold, Primot. Thank you, Primot, you legend. Thank you. Trigger, Tom Teasy, McKay, Jonathan Gallagher, everybody else. 271 likes. Shout out to the Bacon Brigade. Thank you very much for getting in there. Let's get a poo emoji in there for the Scallies, the Scousers, who've only gone and acquired themselves Cody Gakpo, and now they've got Darwin Punes as well. They've got them. So no, in all fairness, guys, they've got themselves a good player there, and I'm pissed off about it. Let's just hope that he flops like Memphis Depay. Let's just hope that he's a flopper in the Premier League. That's all we can hope for. And let's hope that United go and sign a proper number 9. That's it for me, guys. Follow us on Instagram as well at Flying Pig United, and Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch, all at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com, and check out the merch store, flyingpigclothing.com as well, for your latest t-shirts and shit like that. Anyway, cheers Abdul, cheers Mr. J, Sharon, Duncan, Miz, Gav, Jordan, Ricardo, Extra Cheese, Mikhail, Kramer, Jordan, Amida, Overphoto, Jonathan, Rushman, all the mods, all the members, and everybody else. Thanks for watching. Go and smash a like on this stream here. There it is in the chat, and I'll see you over there in a few hours' time for the United game. Come on, United! Let's take a dump on Jesse Lingard! See you then. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they sing, sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.